Hi, I just want to share about self-sabotage. So what is self-sabotage? Self-sabotage is really about setting yourself up not to do well or to fail. So there's many different forms of self-sabotage takes. I mean, it can be procrastination, perfectionism, struggling in relationships, at work, delaying getting your work done. That's a pretty big one. If you are at an office or just at a job, out in the field doing something like that, maybe you take your time trying to get something done and slow roll the ball so at the very last second you're making that effort in a hurry. Procrastination can also happen in finances. Maybe you're taking trips that you can't really afford. Or maybe you are spending more money on clothing or items around your house or on vehicles or anything like that. Or maybe you go and gamble a lot and you end up not having extra money at the end of the week to pay bills or to buy the things that are necessities in your life. So there's a lot of ways that you can really self-sabotage yourself. Time is another big one. Just delay getting stuff done, or not making it to events on time like you should be and you've said that you would be. So these can also, self-sabotage can come out in things like stress, and again, that procrastination is a big one. Maybe even you're self-medicating with alcohol to kind of drown whatever is going on in your life out, so that you don't have to deal with it. Or maybe you're taking pills, or even things that aren't prescriptions to ease how you feel about yourself, so that you don't have to deal with it. And that's sabotaging yourself, because the problem's not going away, it's going to be there. So self-sabotage can also be just doubting yourself, worrying, overeating, and even getting sick a lot has to do with self-sabotage, because you don't really want to go to your job. You don't really want to deal with a situation that's going on with a friend or in your personal life with a spouse or a partner. You just don't want to have to deal with it. So you sabotage yourself. Maybe it's at the end of the day, you just feel worried about what happened throughout the day, or you can't focus on what you need to focus on to move forward. You just feel kind of overwhelmed. So there's a lot of ways that people can self-sabotage. And there's also some things that you can do to get through it as well. The first thing is just to recognize that you're doing it. A lot of times you'll go throughout your day and you think, hey, everything's fine. This is just the way it is. And you don't realize that, there is a different way to live. So the first thing is really just to recognize that there's an issue. And then once you recognize that, I'm not making it to stuff on time, what's going on? Or I'm hurrying at the last minute to get my work done, my schoolwork done, my, projects turned in. You got to recognize that first and say, yeah, this isn't really good for me, because the outcome is not what I want it to be. I feel bad, or I get mad, or I get sick of working at a job because people are coming after me to make sure that I'm getting my work done, and I feel like I'm being controlled like a little child. But you're the one who's setting it up, because you're not doing the work that needs to be done, or you're not following through. So there's a lot of different things. At first, it's starting with recognizing it. Second is deciding you want to do something about it, because even though you recognize it, that doesn't mean you're going to change it, because you may go, well, that's just the way it is. It's just going to be that way. And if that's the attitude, then you're going to continue to have that self-sabotaging behaviors, and your life will continue the way that it is. However, if you decide, hey, I want to change this, there are things that you can do. One is just write it down. Start writing down, what's my pattern? How do I handle these things at night before you go to bed, first thing in the morning? Write down, or, take notes on your phone, or leave a voice memo for yourself, something like that, some way that you could recognize, okay, what's causing this to happen? Is there something specific that I'm hearing, that I'm feeling, that I'm seeing, that, somebody who's walking into the room and it's causing me to respond this way? So if you can pinpoint what sets off that train, what starts that event, or maybe it's just that I've got work to do. And now you're like, oh, I've got other things that I want to get done before I get to that. And you just delay. It could just be something as simple as that. So, but start writing that stuff down. So once you recognize it, you can record it, because once you record it, now you go, oh, here's the pattern, here's the trend, here are the things that I need to watch out for, so that I don't go down that slope again. And number 3 would be find something else to do in its place. So if you know you're somebody who's going to walk into the kitchen when you're starting to feel a little bit stressed, find something else to do. Walk out the front door, go for a walk, get a glass of water instead. Change what you're doing, what you're thinking about. That's the biggest thing. A lot of it has to do with what we think. So if you're constantly focusing on, I was mistreated, or I'm upset, or somebody said something I didn't like, then yeah, you're going to continue with that behavior. So you need to change how you're thinking about the situation or what you're thinking about. And a lot of times it just means go do something else. Exercise is fantastic for just about everything. It forces your body to move to begin with, so your body starts to feel a little bit better, and it forces you to focus on what you're doing and not the thing that you were thinking about to begin with. So that's another thing that you can do. And then also, if it has something to do with work, just get started on it. Take control of your actions. Say, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it now. So those are some things you can do. First, you have to recognize it. Then you have to record it and figure out kind of when it's happening, what's kind of setting it off. And then 3, change what's going on. Change that situation so that you can move forward. So I hope this helped, and I will be on here again tomorrow to share some more. Looking forward to it. Thanks.